Hi guys, my name is Trevor ILESLEY, teaching people from the dark into the light of who they are. I bring to the planet beamism, a new idea, a new spirituality. But most importantly, beamism is a relationship, and it's a relationship to yourself. Because today we're going to be talking about the Kundalini. Now I've heard loads of people talking about the Kundalini, and are they having a Kundalini? What is a Kundalini? It's a great word. Technically, it's the serpent snake that is supposed to be laying dormant within the energy system that rises through its chakras to take you from the place of darkness into a place of all consciousness, or God's self, as they say, to become enlightened. Now, Kundalini, you have to realize it's a great word, but search it. Look where it's come from, see who created it. It's been going for many centuries, and of course it's Asian. It's come from the Indians and it's come from the Hindu. So when we look at that and we think, okay, that's great, it's really good, it sounds beautiful, it's a lovely word, and the Indians have been using it for such a long time. This is why they do meditation, to be able to raise the Kundalini, the sleeping snake, as they say. But to me, it's an incredible way of being able to look at life. But here, us, Westerners, England, USA, Canada, Australia, wherever you are, we're not Asians and we're not Hindus. So I try to simplify all these great terms that everybody is talking about, whether it be enlightenment, whether it be ascension, whether it be the chakras, whether it be even spirituality. What is spirituality? What is all these great words? I too was like you. I was getting lost and I was getting confused with all these fantastic words. And of course, when you use these fantastic words, can you achieve them? Does it really explain what you're going through? So let's make it simple. You all know about the Kundalini. You can read up about the Kundalini and discover what it means. But do you totally, fully understand it? I like my version, the Beamy Lot. Body, mind, energy, ladder of truth. Beamy Lot. What I realized was there was an internal ladder within me. And that was the best visualization that I could give it. It felt like that I was climbing up this ladder, reaching a certain point within myself, and then falling back down. Very much like that game of snakes and ladders, you know, up the ladder, down the snake. Strange that, isn't it? Almost like a Kundalini right there with the snake playing the game. What you got to understand is this. We all carry energy. We all carry emotions. And deep within us are deep-rooted emotions. Now, sometimes we don't know where they've come from. But just to sum it up, the best way to look at it is it's all come from the programming. So when I talk about being a human being, that's all the programming. Then you go into the dip, which is what we call the dark night of the soul. And then hopefully you're going to climb up your internal ladder to be able to get out of it and become a nicer being, a better being. I call it the Beamy Baby. Body, mind, energy, being a better you. The Beamy Baby. See, I explain and simplify everything in the best possible way. I had to. Because if not, I had to go and learn Asian or Hindu or any other form of language, Tibetan. But I'm not that. I'm just a normal East End guy from London that fell into the trap of the dark night of the soul, just basically kind of lost everything. But in me, there is a strange feeling. You know, when you're down, you're at the bottom of your ladder. You're searching, you're scraping around, you don't even know that there is a ladder in there. But let's put it this way. If you were to meet a relationship and you fell in love, you feel love. You become love. You become engulfed with the vibration and the frequency of love. But the problem is, we can't sustain that. The chakra system and the so-called Kundalini, or the Beamy Lot, ladder of truth. The ladder of truth is there for you to be able to embody love and keep it. So you kind of want to get to your top of your ladder and be able to stay there. And if not, grow even further. Because that's evolution. You want to grow. Your ladder doesn't stop. It's a never-ending ladder. But you know the bottom. And it's where you're at. So we need to kind of climb out of that. So that's why you hear me talk about, balance my ego, balance my emotions, be my experience, breathe my energy, become mindfully empty, become mindfully enlightened. That's my chakra system. So when I looked at life and I felt the energy within myself that was causing me grief, making me feel really heavy, making me feel really angry, feel where that energy sits. And as you know, it's going to be in the stomach region. It can be quite low down. So that can be chakra 1, chakra 2, and chakra 3. What everybody is seemingly looking for is chakra 4. Now that's the artist way, which is going to be coming soon. I've not put out the artist way too much because I want you to understand your first, second, and third chakra. So you have to understand what is your own internal language, your own internal ladder of truth. What is right for you? When people come through to me and we speak, we try and discover what beliefs you believe in. And one of the things that I've discovered with a lot of people and seminars that I do across the country is that nobody believes in themselves. The Be Me process is about you understanding the self, becoming aware of the self, loving the self, and being the true self. When you go to the first chakra and the second chakra, ego and emotions, that is not your true self. That's your experience. And third chakra point, being my experience, balancing my experience, or even battling my experience, because in that area is what we call trust. Who trusts? A lot of people don't even trust themselves, or let alone trust somebody else. You may come from parents that you don't even trust. So who can you trust? Self. Understanding self is trusting self, which means allowing the self to move forward. So when we look at the Be Me lot or the Kundalini, I know this is going to get confusing, but I'll use the two for now until you get to understand the body, mind, energy ladder of truth. So with the Kundalini and the Be Me lot, what is it that you're actually rising? It's divine feminine. It's the feminine aspect of yourself. It's to love everything, love all of your journey, to actually love life. That is the true meaning behind Kundalini. And because we're grown up in a society of masculinity, everything is hard work, it's quite aggressive, it's very egotistic run, it's survival tactics. But that's not who we are. That's not what we want to be. That's not how we want to live our lives. So the rising of the Be Me being, going from balancing my ego, balancing my emotions, being my experience, you have to really stop and ask yourself, is my ego stopping me? Are my emotions stopping me? Is someone else's ego stopping me? Are someone else's emotions affecting me? Because everybody affects everybody. You are infected. So therefore, we have to try and find the remedy, the antidote to get rid of the infection. It's almost like a poison running through your body. And you know, in the dark night of the soul, your mind is definitely poisoned because of the way that it treats you, the way that it speaks with you, the way that it puts you down. That is a poisoned mind. Been there, worn the t-shirt and got out. Not a great place, as you've heard me speak about many, many times. So raising energy, understanding energy is one of the things that you need to know and understand. And that's why I say you must get to know your body, your mind, and your energy. Your body, your mind, and your ego. Your body, your mind, and your experiences. This is the gift of who you are. And if you can understand the ego side of yourself, now, ego, let's define this and make it a lot easier to understand. Replace the word of ego into human. Ego is only a splinter of what spiritual teachers teach you about. Replace it with the word human and you'll get a better understanding of, is it the ego side of you that is stopping you from growing, or the human side of you that's stopping you from growing? It makes sense. It takes time to understand, but using the word of human, it kind of sums everything up, because you're in a place of seeking and searching. So if you're unhappy, what would you be seeking? You'd be seeking happiness. If you feel unloved, what would you be seeking? You would be seeking love. If you were poor, what would you be seeking? Material wealth. So you have to discover, what is it that you truly feel? What do you feel is truly missing? Even if we take it to the word of abandonment, that you feel abandoned. Your parents abandoned you. Your relationships abandoned you. But ask yourself, have you abandoned yourself? See, there's the A point and there's the B point. If you have abandoned yourself, then you need to go in and save yourself. Always find the low point of your ladder and the high point of your ladder. This is the way that we climb out. Now, with the Kundalini, or the Be Me ladder of truth, there is also aspects of there where you will feel completely lost. You will feel completely shut down. That's when you know that you're at the bottom of your ladder. And I know from experience that when I was in that darkness, it seemed like I'd fallen into a well. And that well was quite deep. And sometimes when I thought I was getting out, I fell even deeper into the well. So therefore I felt, this well is never ending. I'm never, ever going to get out. But I used to look up and sort of see that there was a light. But I had to climb towards that light. The light's not going to come towards you. You've got to go towards the light. Now, what does the light mean? It's the light of who you are. It's the light of who and how you want to feel. Check yourself out. Ask yourself how you are feeling. Not good. So what is the opposite end of that? You're chasing and searching and seeking a feeling. Now, only you can determine what that feeling is. Hopefully, everyone's experienced a dose of love, so you know how you can feel. Now you know how you don't feel. See, there's your ladder. There's your ladder of truth. Down here, it doesn't feel true. Being in love feels true. Find your gauge. Find your balance between your low point and your high point. And that is your body-mind energy ladder of truth. So when you're down, which means your Kundalini or your Be Me energy is going to be flat, you know there is a place where that can rise. Because you've been there before. When anyone has really experienced real love and they've really felt good in their lives, anything below that is never, ever going to feel good enough. That's what you've had. But that is what you've also lost. So understanding the meaning and purpose to life, firstly, is to be you, which is to be me. I have a body, I have a mind, and I have energy. The three components to understanding the body-mind energy lot. The Be Me ladder of truth. Understanding your human self. Understanding the emotional self. That's the first two parts of your journey. That's what you're trying to understand. Know your experiences. What did your experiences bring? How did them experiences make you feel? You've got to work this stuff out. No one's going to do it for you. Only you can understand you. And then once you've understand the first three chakras, then we can get to the point of what I call the artist. Heartist. Art first. Once you get to the fourth chakra point, it means you've understood your 1, 2, and 3 beamy chakras, all right? Your body, mind, energy centers of who you are, and then you can begin to rise from there until you become mindfully empty, which is talking about the sixth chakra. Once you become mindfully empty, then you can start speaking with the fifth chakra. I always leave out the fifth chakra. It jumps to the sixth chakra and then the seventh chakra. Seventh chakra is the download. The energy comes into you, affects the 6, affects the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, and the 1. So any of yous out there that are getting complete downloads of information, check out how they make you feel. So for yous who are trying to understand, have you been through a Kundalini or not? The medical companies will actually call that bipolar, be honest with you, because they have no idea of the spiritual awareness that's been going for centuries. And basically, they really don't want you healed because they earn a fortune from you beings being ill. Beamism is about wellness, understanding your own body, mind, and energy. No one out there, the elite, the program, the system, they don't want millions of enlightened beings because we won't need the system. That really is why you're getting these effects of the Kundalini or the beamy ladder of truth. Finding your own truth within this can clear your mind. Becoming mindfully empty can only be filled with being mindfully enlightened. What is enlightenment? It's knowing self. The first stages of enlightenment seem pretty disastrous. Now this is what we call, or they call, or the Hindus call, spiritual crisis. So you can be having in your Kundalini, the beamy ladder of truth, let's get this right. So in that moment of your energy rising and lowering itself, you're basically going to go through a spiritual crisis. This is what I call IC beamy, in conflict, body, mind, energy. IC beamy, in conflict, body, mind, energy. If you know that you're going in conflict, what do you need to hear? It's the conflict. Then all of a sudden, you wake up the next day and all of a sudden you feel enlightened. You feel the love, you feel the vibration, you feel the frequency, and I feel great. Been there as well. It didn't last. I fell back down. Disappointed, may I add. But every time you do fall back down, don't be so hard on yourself because you did actually reach a plateau. That's good enough. That's the game of snakes and ladders. You went up the ladder, you rolled your dice, and you fell back down. It doesn't matter. The game can still be won. You just got to throw the right dice. You just got to go with the right number. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chakras. Some believe in there is a lot more, but let's just understand them in the best way that we can. Or most importantly, let's just stick with the lower self, beamy entity we call human, because everyone is stuck in the first, second, and third chakra point. So understanding this energy that seems to rise through you, that's your personal gift. Not everyone can understand that. Not everyone actually gets that. That's a divine calling. That's what I call the spiritual DNA, which is divine naturally awakening, DNA. So when you put DNA beamy, divine naturally awakening body, mind, energy, DNA beamy, you will realize that the activation of the Kundalini is a divine calling. And it's timed within your body for that to actually happen. But this is why you need teachers. You need teachers that have already been there. Call them gurus. I myself am a guru, because a guru is somebody that goes into the darkness, is there for many years, completely loses himself or herself, but then rises, climbs up the beamy ladder of truth and finds an answer, and then can communicate that answer about the complete journey of in the dark night of the soul into the enlightenment of who you are. And once you truly do understand enlightenment, there is no enlightenment. There is no energy. There is only isness, beamy isness, because you've worked everything out. It's a great feeling. We walk around with stuck energy all the time. It's become your best friend. Beamism, as I said, is a relationship. Beamy is, Beamy is lost. Beamy is confused. Beamy is happy. Beamy is enlightened. These are the steps of getting to know who you are, to love who you are, and to understand the gift of who you are. When people come through to me on Skype, people ask me, what do? I give spiritual prescriptions. On the physical aspects, you can go to the doctors and they'll get and give you prescriptions, medical prescriptions. They're giving you something to try. I give spiritual prescriptions. I give you something to try. It's like you go to the doctors and they can give you a painkiller. Take this 3 times a day. Do this for a week. If it doesn't work, come back to me. Well, that's the same as me. But I give spiritual prescriptions. I might say to you, okay, I want you to balance your ego 3 times a day for a week. See what you get. And if that doesn't work, we'll come back and we'll start the process again. And we'll up the ante and take you into balancing my emotions. They're all antidotes. They're all remedies to well-being. People ask me, what is beamism? Be honest with you, it's really hard to put it in a box because there are so many truths behind beamism because it's unlimited. My beamy ladder of truth is high, it's long, and it's never ending. I don't want to get to the top of anything. I just want to keep evolving. That is beamism. Beamism is the new language to the evolving being. So can you get out of that place you're in? Oh yeah, for sure. Why? Because I've been there. I understand the journey and I came out a completely different being. Now, from an Hindu point of view, Asian, Indian, that is Kundalini. From my point of view, it's the beamy ladder of truth, which for me, as a Westerner, makes so much sense. If you want to come through to me and have a chat and find out whether or not or where you're at within your beamy ladder of truth, then go to Facebook, Trevor ILESLEY, Teaching Beamism, mail me, and I will send you the details to be able to make that happen. My name is Trevor ILESLEY, teaching beamism and that there is another way through the darkness of life. See you on the other side. Hi guys, my name is Trevor ILESLEY, teaching that there is another way through the dark night of the soul. I'm here today to introduce to you a Skype meeting, a consultation with me for 1 hour live so that you can speak to me about your problem and your situation. Now, if you do fancy a Skype meeting with me, then go onto my Facebook page, which is Trevor ILESLEY, Teaching Beamism, drop me a message and I will get back to you with the details of how you can speak with me and explain what is going on within your journey. Because one of the things that I've discovered is there's nothing greater than finding someone that knows where you're at. This is one of the things that I always wanted to find, was somebody that knew me, somebody that could explain what on earth am I going through. So I'm opening the doors for you, to give you the chance to be able to come through and share with me your journey, so that I can share with you the information that saved my life. And I want to give this to you, because once you get this information and you work with this information, then who knows, maybe you will meet somebody else that is going through the dark night of the soul, or is going through depression and anxiety, or feels completely lost in life. I want to share with you this information so that you can then pass it on to somebody that may need it. Drop me a line on Facebook, Trevor ILESLEY, Teaching Beamism. Send me a mail and I will give you all the instructions and the directions, and we can make a date and have a chat for 1 hour. Speak to you then.